The final rental market survey of 2020, showing figures to the end of December, shows that the rate of growth for rental prices across the UK regions slowed a little bit towards the end of the year. However, still ended up in most regions very much up where it started 2020 in terms of prices for rents. Now we've got to remember the home let rental index, which we tend to look at, only looks at new lets in the marketplace, what's advertised on Rightmove, Zoopla and the other property portals. The Office for National Statistics does a semi-regular house price survey and rental market survey, which is due to come out in a couple of months' time, and that surveys a larger data set which also looks at existing tenancies as well, and that tends to lag behind what new lets achieve in terms of rental prices. That said though, most of the UK remained in positive growth territory between November and December 2020, with most regions posting a modest increase, although certainly not the 3 to 5% that we were seeing around the September-October part of the year. Where we're still seeing a lag is the Greater London area. London and surrounds still have an affordability issue around rental prices. That's really where the coronavirus pandemic and the lockdown measures are biting, with people less able to go to work, not at their full earning potential, and it's having more of an impact on demand for rental in the nation's capital. Once we get outside that area, we've seen rents still going up and driven mostly by the supply and demand factors, which haven't gone away even though we've been in the middle of the coronavirus crisis in the UK. There's still a shortage of good quality housing, especially at the affordable end of the marketplace. There's still more tenants chasing housing than what's available, and we've still got this huge undersupply within the social housing sector for good quality accommodation for those receiving government support and government benefits. There's not enough social housing delivered directly from central government or delivered directly by local authorities, and therefore it's the private rented sector that's making up that gap. So the expectation is that rents will continue to rise over the course of 2021, and that's because that supply and demand imbalance hasn't been corrected. What may shift over the course of 2021 is we may see more tenants relying on some form of government assistance, and that's because as the formal government support measures for COVID-19 taper off, the UK has started the mass vaccination plan and is rolling out the vaccine at the moment. And the hope is that by second quarter, there will be something resembling normality within the British economy. But what will normal look like, given that a number of businesses have been under significant pressure because of the lockdowns in the marketplace? Now that's going to flow through potentially to reduced pay packets for some workers and even redundancies in some cases, and that's going to hit affordability for rental property. So the key thing to think about if you're planning the growth of your portfolio or what you're going to do with your existing portfolio over 2021 is make sure you're providing good quality accommodation at a good value price point. If you've got existing tenants in your property at the moment, make sure you're taking good care of them, make sure you're providing them with a safe and comfortable environment to live in. Because at the moment, you don't want any rental voids when there are delays in getting tenants in and out of properties because of either national lockdowns in England, Wales and Scotland, or local lockdowns because we've had the tier system introduced across the UK. And you don't want to take that hit of your rental property being empty for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks because you just happen to be on the market at the wrong time. Also, at this point in time, really the message from everybody is landlords and tenants should be doing everything they possibly can to negotiate a solution, even when there may be rent arrears involved, to keep people in their houses and reduce the need for people to be moving around. So we've got to do our bit as professional landlords to tie in with that. As we go through the year, make sure you're keeping an eye on what's happening with rents in your particular area of investment and the regional figures that are published by HomeLet, Rightmove, Zoopla and also the Office of National Statistics survey, and the time to take your gains if there are further increases in the rental market, and there probably will be some modest increases over 2021, is at that natural end point between tenancies when maybe you can give your property a little bit of a freshen up. You've got an outgoing tenant who might have been on the same rent for a number of months or a number of years because they stayed in the property for a period of time. Take your gains in between tenancies and make sure your portfolio is running as efficiently as possible.